The two words that define narcissism are me first. Me first. Now, when I was putting this together, I thought maybe it would be me only, but then I gave it a little bit of thought. And one of the traits that defines narcissism is they need to be in control of people. So it can't be just the narcissist, he'd go crazy. But what the narcissist needs is he or she needs other people that they can control, that they can dominate. As we've mentioned in a million other videos in the past, narcissists tend to see themselves as puppeteers, and the rest of us are their puppets. They pull our strings, they make us do what they want us to do, and we are expected to comply, and they become very irritated if we as the puppets show any life whatsoever and tug back on those strings. The thing to do, of course, is to disconnect the strings. Or once we become aware of how narcissism works, and narcissists work with their initial love bombing, grooming, don't let them attach the strings in the first place. That is easier said than done. All right, it's me first. A few years ago, there was a popular song recorded by Diamond, Rio, and it was Meet in the Middle. And I guess it was something about the guy and his girlfriend, and they lived out in the country somewhere, and there was a tree halfway between the two houses, and they would meet in the middle. So the idea was that they would have disagreements and frustrations and things, they'd have these little fights in their life, but they learned from walking down the country road to meet in the middle of the tree. That's how they would deal with difficulties. That's the exact opposite of what a narcissist does. What a narcissist does is there is no meeting in the middle. There's no compromise whatsoever. There's none of that. The other thing we realize about narcissists, me first narcissist, which is essentially every narcissist, that's the definition of a narcissist, is they have no effective empathy. Now, when we talk about effective empathy, we simply mean affection, people caring about other people. You can take this one to the bank. The narcissist, chances are, with very few exceptions, doesn't care about you from a perspective of true empathy, of affection. Now, they may care about you as a source of supply, but there's no love there. There's nothing there that is emotional that binds them to you other than being able to take advantage of you so they can boost your ego. Now stop and think about this. Do you have someone in your life right now that the only thing they care about you is how they can use you? Or have you had somebody in your past like that? I would guess, chances are, yeah, you've got someone now, or you've had somebody in the past, or probably more than one person. That's why you're watching the video. But if you observe those people, and I have no idea who they are. I can't even, I can't even begin to know because, I don't know. But I do know this. If they were narcissists and they took advantage of you as controlling narcissistic people, it was all about them. It was them first. You want to have a parade? Yeah, they want to have a parade, but they want to be in the front of the parade. You want to go for a walk, take a hike in the woods, you and 100 other people? Sure, they go along as long as they're the first one in line and 99 people behind them. That is the narcissist. The narcissist is, it's me first. He is the, you've seen a shepherd as he leads his flock of sheep. Well, think of the narcissist not so much as a shepherd who is leading the flock as a cowboy who is driving the herd. He doesn't lead from the front, he leads from behind. Sometimes you hear politicians, they brag about leading from behind, thinking they're complimenting themselves. No, that's not a compliment. What you're saying is you are a controller, you are blindsiding people, you are intimidating them, you are bullying them, you are terrifying them from the backside where they can't see you. You are not a leader, you are the ultimate follower in the sense that you must follow so you can drive the herd. Narcissists don't see it that way. They like to imagine themselves leaders, but they're not. They're not shepherds, they're cowboys. We also understand that they really lack what we would call awareness. They just don't get the big picture. The only picture they get is they get a picture of themselves. That's pretty much it. It's all about them. Now, back in the day, I hate to say back when I was a kid, but back when I was a kid, we had televisions. I guess that was an upgrade from radios that the earlier generation had. And that was it. You know, we would, they came out with transistor radios. Some of you may be old enough to remember them. Kids would carry them around. You know, teenagers listened to the rock and roll music of the 50s and early 60s. But television, yeah, most televisions had 3 channels. That was it. So you think of YouTube that has, millions of people who are uploading YouTubes, and we have Netflix, and we have cable television with a zillion channels. Most of them were kind of dumb, shopping channels, but whatever. But we had a TV with 3 channels, and they were black and white. Well, in our area, we had 1 independent TV station, so we actually had 4, but most places they had 3 stations that linked to network programming. That's what we watch. But imagine having a television, and it only has 1 channel. And that's all you have. You don't have a computer. You don't have internet. You don't have the Netflix stuff. You don't have any of that. All you got is a television, and you got 1 channel. I hear that in maximum security prisons, that's what they have. The inmates will get a television, and they get to watch the news and religious programming. I'm not sure about the news, but they get to watch religious programming, and that's it. That's their only channel. Well, the narcissist is, he's the only channel. In his mind, he's it. He's the one to watch. There is no other. So they don't get that big picture. They have a very narrow picture, and the picture is me first. That's it. The next thing is they tend to lack openness to new ideas when those new ideas are presented by other people, particularly you. Have you ever gone somewhere with a narcissist? It doesn't matter if you go on vacation with them or go to shopping. Go to the shopping mall, go to the grocery store, go to the hardware store, wherever you go with them. What you will notice is it's all about them. I mean, taking a road trip with a narcissist, you talk about being miserable. That is not a vacation. You need a vacation from the narcissist, not with the narcissist. But, okay, you go to the grocery store. You need to pick up a few things. What does the narcissist say? What are you looking for? So you tell them what you're looking for. That's a mistake. Then they want to tell you, well, why do you need that? Or they'll say, well, you need to look over here. Well, instead of getting that, you should get this. I mean, whatever you come up with, they ask you what you're looking for so they can tell you why it's the wrong thing to be looking for or why you're looking in the wrong place. Or maybe you ought to try this instead. No, you really should try this instead. Or that's it. You don't need, that's a dumb idea. You don't need that thing. They're just not open to other ideas. Their ideas are superior, supreme, and exclusive. The only exception to that is when they need other people's ideas to elevate themselves socially. So they may, on rare occasion, accept the supervisor's idea, so the supervisor will like them. They don't like the supervisor's idea, but they pretend they do. That is the essence of narcissism, pretense. They just pretend everything. They live a lie. You know that. They don't just lie. Their lives are lies. Not only are they not open to your ideas, but they are not very encouraging. Ever. I mean, these are not people who are very motivating. These are not people who would compliment you. I don't know, what do? You have a flower garden? Is the narcissist going to compliment you on your flowers? Of course not, because if they had a garden, which they probably can't do because they don't know enough, but if they did, their garden would be better than yours, so why compliment you? That's kind of like admitting defeat. It's all about me first. Now, if I see your flower garden, I'm probably not going to compliment it because, quite frankly, I'm really not into flowers. I went to Menards one time and bought some flowers, and the woman in line behind me noticed how pretty they were. She said, those are pretty flowers. And I took offense because, my flowers are not pretty. My flowers are cool. There's a big difference. I like cool flowers. I don't like pretty flowers. Same thing, whatever. But a narcissist, no, it doesn't matter whatever you have, what kind of car you drive, what kind of vehicle you drive. Well, whatever kind of vehicle the narcissist drives, it's better than yours. Now, what if the narcissist has an older model and it needs repairs? Well, the narcissist will tell you the problem is you're wasting money on a newer vehicle. That it's much more wise financially to have an older car. But what if the narcissist has a newer car? Maybe he meets another person, same car, he's got the same car, but the other person has a car that's even older than his and seems to have more mechanical problems. Well, if this guy had any sense, according to the narcissist, he would buy a car like his, because, you know, it's not perfect, but hey, it's a lot better than that rust bucket that you're driving. I mean, no matter what the circumstances, it's always, always, always me first. There is no encouraging. There is no complimenting unless it serves to elevate or inflate the narcissist's ego. No encouraging whatsoever. Now, something you need to keep in mind about narcissists, at least this has been my experience, is that narcissists tend to think that we think the way they think. Let me say that again. Narcissists tend to think that we think the way they think. So what narcissists are thinking is, I'm better at this, and I should be first. And they're assuming that you're thinking the same thing. You're thinking, I'm better than the narcissist, and I should be first. So you have this competition, but it's only in the mind of the narcissist. So he or she, they are constantly competing with other people, trying to prove that they are better, thinking that there's this ongoing competition between them and the other 8 billion people on the planet. They have no idea that, they're competing maybe with other narcissists, but by and large, that's not what's going on. So why did narcissists do what they do? Because they think you think the way they think. Let's keep on talking. If you want, a couple rectangles on the screen so you can have the opportunity to click on one of the 2 rectangles, and we'll keep hanging out together. But if not, thanks for stopping by, and see y'all next time.